Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's another Thursday throwback comeback. This is a DIY Dollar Tree buffalo check $1 wreath, and the reason we're making it for $1 is because you really just need a wreath form and one black garbage bag, 15 gray shopping bags. You can get them from the Dollar Tree or from Walmart. I have tons from Walmart. And then you're going to need 9 white shopping bags from the Dollar Tree. And that's how we're going to create the buffalo check pattern. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to lay out the shopping bags. I can cut 5 at a time, which I have a good scissor, and how I'm doing it is I open up 5, I'm laying them out, and I'm cutting through all of the bottom seams off. I might miss one here or there, but that's no big deal. It still does save time. And then I'm cutting the top right above the word Walmart, but it actually is measured. It actually is 12 inches. It's 12 inches from the bottom there to the top where you're going to cut. Okay, and then as you do that, you cut the handles off, and when you cut the top seam off the handles, then you can create even more pieces. You'll get each bag will get 4 pieces out of the 2 handles. Okay, and they're almost the perfect size with just a little trimming if you need here and there. And then once you have your pile of bags, what you're going to do is you're going to cut off the label. Okay. And on some of the bags, you can actually get an extra piece, because I noticed that the printing was up higher and we were able to salvage the piece down at the bottom. But I'll show you here. On that one, for a perfect example, as there's an extra piece down there at the bottom underneath the label, so you're able to get an extra piece. Otherwise, you just throw the whole front label out. And then once you have the label cut out, you're going to fold it in half. You're going to open it up flat, fold it in half, cut it in half, fold it in half again, cut it in half again, and then lay it off to the side. And then once you have all of your bags, your 5 bags, I'm doing 5 at a time like I said, and once I have all my 5 bags cut into basically strips of 4, the strips are going to be 6 inches long. And they're going to finish strips are going to be 6 inches long by 4 inches wide, roughly. But what you want to have there is you're going to have 12 inches by 6 inches, roughly. And then you're going to take the pile and you're going to cut them in thirds, which is going to be 4-inch piles. So essentially, you're going to need pieces that are 4 inches by 6 inches of the black, white, and the gray. Now I'm using a dryer sheet to keep the static cling at bay. I'm occasionally rubbing my hands and occasionally rubbing the piles of plastic bags. Okay, you're going to need in total 252 pieces of gray garbage bags, 144 pieces of white garbage bags, and 108 pieces of black garbage bag. I'm sorry, 168 pieces of black garbage bag. My bad. Can't read my own handwriting. So for the garbage bag, what I did was I cut off the tab handles. Now these garbage bags are from the Dollar Tree. If you don't have black garbage bags, then this project becomes $1.20. If you have the wreath form, it doesn't cost you anything. If you have the shopping bags, it only costs you fun of going shopping. But what I did was I measured the bags out for you, and what we found out was once you cut the handles off, what you want to do is you want to fold your bag back into basically the way that it comes out of the package. I just folded it in half one more time, and then I went ahead and I cut the strips. I cut the strips 6 inches long, and then I was able to cut apart the pieces that we had folded together. You basically run your scissor in and cut apart all of the seams, and then you're going to end up with about 170 pieces that will be 4 inches by 6 inches. Now, this is if you use these particular black bags from the Dollar Tree. I like them because they're lightweight, believe it or not, and not a heavyweight garbage bag, and they'll be the same weight as the recyclable shopping bags. Not recyclable shopping bags, the throwaway shopping bags. Disposable, that was the word. But if you have a different grade of garbage bag at home, go ahead and use it. And they will come in different sizes. So again, you might yield something different. You need to use 1.5. Now, if you're in New York watching this, and We used to get black shopping bags from the bodega all the time. I don't know if they still give you black shopping bags in the bodega, but whenever you in New York City and you see a black shopping bag floating around, there's a good chance it came from a bodega or a newsstand or something. So if you do have black recyclable shopping bags, if you have a store near you that uses them and you shop there frequently, then you won't even need to use a garbage bag. You can get all these bags. Like I said, they often have gray ones at the Dollar Tree. Just lately, they've had white at mine, except unless they're the big bags. And the big bags, you'll get more strips from one big bag than you will from the little bags, okay? So after you have all of your piles of all of your things cut, yeah, work it out there, Jer. We're going to go ahead and tie them on. Now, I did come up with a pattern that seems to be pretty nice. Unfortunately, I probably could have hung it on a gray door, but I think a gray wall, but I think it would have resulted the same photograph. But I don't really have any walls. Well, I could have done it in, well, anyway, when I hung this on the white door, you kind of lost the back row. So it kind of didn't give you the same effect as buffalo check. But if you check it out when it's done on the table at the very end, you can kind of pick up that buffalo check feel. Now, there are, I think last year, the year before, when the buffalo check scarves came out at the Dollar Tree, people actually made rag wreaths out of them. But this is so much cheaper, and it's such a great way to use products that would go into a landfill or just be wasted or kind of thing. So it's really a great upcycling project as well. So what you can see is I've taken a strip. I tried, if you noticed a minute ago, I tried just tying them into knots, and I really didn't like the effect. I knew that I needed these to all lay flat to get that buffalo check feel. So we went ahead and we're just going to do them in the loop fashion like we did. Basically, you fold a piece in half, you tuck it under the wire from the inside towards the outside, put the ends into the loop, and then pull tight. The rows go as such. I'm going to give you all that you need for each section. The first inner row, the inner section, the first inner ring, is going to have it's going to have 6 pairs of 2, but you're going to have 3 pairs of 2 of black and 3 pairs of 2 of gray. I should say sets. That's confusing when I said pairs. So the inner ring is going to have 2 black ones, 2 gray ones, 2 black ones, 2 gray ones, 2 black ones, 2 gray ones, and you're going to repeat that 3 times. Each section is going to have 6 total of the sections. What I mean by that is when we're going to step up to the next ring, the colors are going to be gray and white, and they're going to have 3 and 3. Okay? So the first inner ring is going to have 2 of each color. The second ring is going to have 3 of each color. The third ring is going to have 4 of each color. And the final ring is going to have 5 of each color. And you're going to alternate between gray and white. So now here's how it goes. Starting at a rib, which is what we always call the things that connect the 4 rings, is a rib. Starting at a rib on your inner row, if you start with black, then gray, then black, then gray. Your second row is going to start with gray, okay, because they're going to alternate black and gray as they go across the ring, as well as they go up the rows. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And then you're going to alternate the white and black, the white and gray as well as the black and gray. So it pretty much is very easy once you start getting going. And I think that once you start, if you could just remember that there's 2 of each color on the inner ring, 3 of each color, 4 of each color, 5 of each color, and that there are 3 sets of each color in a section. Now, I will tell you, this is a super easy project, but it is a very time-consuming project. Trust me, I'm well aware. I told you this is a sit in a comfortable chair, watch a good movie kind of a project, so here we go. So my motivation for this Throwback Thursday was my Aunt Pat. My Aunt Pat's birthday was on last Friday, the 5th. She has been gone for 25 years now, and we miss her terribly, but she was the most creative person, and I won't say with disabilities, but she was a terrible asthmatic and she really couldn't do many outdoor activities. So she just utilized her time at home being super crafty. I mentioned her before because she's the one who taught us how to do the sequins and the beads. So that's we'll touch on her projects again in the future. But she used to take the bags that come off of newspapers. There was a newspaper in New York called the Penny Saver. I'm sure it's other places, but we had it there. And she used to collect the clear plastic bags that came out of the Penny Saver, and she would tie them to a giant wreath and hang it on the outside of the house. So that's what this wreath is, weatherproof. I'm going to go put one of the new Dollar Tree scarves to hang on it, but I'll also show you just to take a black garbage bag to make a bow if you want to. If you want to have it totally weatherproof out there. Now, what I'm doing is giving it a haircut. I'm laying each row down, laying the outside row down, and I'm trimming around there to get them to look as even as possible. And then the next row, I'm standing them up and giving them an actual, like, how you would cut someone's hair. And then I'm repeating that for the next 2 rows on the inside. One at a time you want to do. And what this is going to do is it's going to accentuate the buffalo check because it's going to give you more clean differentiations between the different rows, okay? But you can fluff it and you can skip this step if you like. If you just want it to just have the feel, then you absolutely could go ahead and skip this step if you want to. So if you have ever seen anybody make an outdoor Christmas wreath from garbage bags, this is pretty much what this is, just on a smaller scale and updated to the farmhouse look. Okay, and here's how it looks just plain. I put a little tiny loop on the back and hung it on the door, and you could just leave it like that, and this would cost you just the wreath form and maybe 20 cents worth of garbage bags if that. But then I'll show you, I've taken another garbage bag, I didn't even do anything, didn't even cut it. I just tied it into a bow, and I'll show you that you could put it on there if you want to. But I wanted to up the sophistication factor, so now this becomes a $2.20 wreath. But I'm going to go ahead and tie one of these new buffalo check scarves on it. And I feel like it adds to the buffalo checkness. So that kind of makes you feel like, hey, this does have a buffalo check feel. And that's it, everybody. So I'm so happy that I was able to share this with you guys. I am loving this project. If you guys have any questions at all, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family, anybody who might be interested in learning how to make this or the technique. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe, and when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye.